Paul Krugman has a fascinating op-ed in today's New York Times. It's titled Wealth Over Work. And he's basically, it's almost a book review of Thomas Piketty's new book, Capital in the 21st Century, which I ordered this morning. And Piketty is talking about what's called patrimonial capitalism. In other words, wealth that you didn't earn, but you inherited. And Krugman points out that the 10 richest Americans, 6 of them are heirs. They're not Bill Gates or Zuckerberg. It's presumably the Koch brothers and the Walton family. He doesn't identify them. I'm just guessing. But anyhow, 6 of them are heirs. And Piketty says the risk of a drift toward oligarchy is real and gives little reason for optimism. Oligarchy is where you've got a government as well as an economy run by a small group of oligarchs. I was talking in the last segment about, the Russian oligarchs and the Ukrainian oligarchs. Well, here in the United States, we've got an oligarch problem. And George W. Bush made it a lot worse because when he came into office, the top income tax rate on dividends was the same as ordinary income. It was 39.6%. See, if people who have inherited wealth, they don't get paychecks. They get dividends. They invest that money and they get dividends. And so they were paying 39.6% income tax on that. George W. Bush dropped that to 15%. And the money that they got when they inherited money had a inheritance tax associated with it. George Bush dropped that to 0. And then Paul Ryan comes out with, after the Republicans took the House of Representatives, Paul Ryan comes out with his so-called roadmap, his budget. And what does it do for people who are rich because they inherited it versus people who are rich because they earn a high income? Well, it leaves people who earn a high income with a top tax rate of 30 some odd percent. But people who are rich because they inherited it, Paul Ryan's plan would eliminate altogether any taxes for them. Federal taxes, federal income taxes. No taxes on interest, no taxes on dividends, no taxes on capital gains, and no taxes on estates. So this is like, if you want the landed gentry, if you want the country that we fought a revolutionary war to separate from, where you have a very, very small wealthy elite and the vast majority of the members of that wealthy elite are there because they were members of the Lucky Sperm Club, they were born into it, Paul Ryan is working to bring you that. The Republican Party is working to bring you that. In fact, Paul Krugman points out that, the year before Reagan became president, 17% of all business income was taken in by the top 1% of households, the oligarchs. But, in the Bush years, by 2007, they weren't getting 17% of the business income. They were getting 43% of the business income and 75% of the capital gains. And who is it that the GOP passes all their legislation for? That top 1%. This is why when the Republicans talk to average voters, like down in Louisiana, it's all dog whistle racial stuff, because they know if they were to say, our real agenda is to make sure that people who inherit a lot of money end up in control of the political process. I don't think the average working person, even down in Louisiana, would vote for them. But when they say, hey, look out, black people are coming to get you, then the white working class in the South goes, we'll vote for Republicans.
You're listening to the Thom Hartmann Program. Call 866-987-THOM.
Which is exactly why the billionaire's lackey, Paul Ryan, has to run around talking about inner city men who have no work ethic.